However, with all good things, it might slow down a little bit. And so what we've started to see is listings have started to increase. And with interest rate hikes and inflation numbers and people going back to the office to work, and a regular spring market, listing inventory is going up. The challenge is that there are no buyers to go along with that listing inventory. So we've seen the regular seasonal inventory come into the market, and typically what happens is it gets bought up and you tread along at a regular level into a spring market, especially in May and June. And this year we're not seeing it. So listings are on the increase and buyers are on the decline. And as a result, we see the average median price here take a drop. And it is a really interesting dynamic. I think that many people, I'm sure the other speakers from Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge will echo this, that it's been a very interesting market in Guelph, like many others, where prices have started to soften a little bit. There is a lot of inventory out there. However, there's also a lot of opportunity out there. And just because there is inventory generally, doesn't mean that everything is being treated the same way. Condos in Guelph, it's a relatively new thing in the past 10 years in Guelph. We have a lot of condo development, a lot of investors coming into Guelph to buy condos. They typically are at a cheaper price point. And as a result, the condo market has remained extremely resilient in Guelph. So we're seeing a lot of investors come in here, buy up the condo developments, and either rent them out or move in on their own and keep it as a second property, or even downsize. We've had Toronto clients move here and downsize as well. So a lot of development there. In terms of new developments in Guelph for condos, there are some, although there aren't as many probably as there has been in the past. Most of the growth in Guelph is coming from the southern part, and there's not a lot of developments that are currently in the works. Just an example of where the market is at, and although we're still at a strong year over year in Guelph, we are in a situation where we're starting to see some changes. And I brought forth an example here that talks a little bit about some of the opportunities that we see. And so in Guelph, and like other markets, bungalows, especially the post-war bungalows, have been great investments for people because you can take a main floor 3-bedroom and you can make an accessory apartment in the basement and make it a multi-level, multi-residential duplex and rent them out. And so these have always remained strong. And I kick myself that I didn't buy 10 of these 10 years ago when they were a third of the price. But in February, these were going for around between $900 and $1 million. And this is a real example. This happened in February. It's not an anomaly. This is indicative of the market we were in. Edmonton Drive, which is in a very popular neighborhood called St. George's Park. It was a 3+1 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, sold for $1 million. And in February, we wouldn't have shaken a stick at that, but here we are in June. And on another street, a neighboring street, you can see by these two pictures, they look very similar to each other. The one on the right is a 4+1 bedroom, so 4 upstairs and 1 in the basement, 2 bathrooms, and sold for $830. So this is exactly what we're seeing in our market, which is probably indicative of other markets out there.